20 times.
It's our responsibility to pray, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, in my home, in my school system, in my government, in my nation. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in all those places and more.
But one could say that it's a call to return. Pastor Troy to come up and share some of his experiences with.
He's the one true God, you know, he's sovereign. And so we want to vote. As Christians, it is our duty to vote our biblical values.
I want to be part of the haves. And we want to eliminate that.
Abortion, you know, I believe in speaking up for the unborn. You know, they can't speak for themselves, so we have to. Another issue is fatherlessness. And I believe in the nuclear family and supporting the nuclear family. So those are some of the big issues. Another issue that I see is open borders. You know, even back in biblical times, they built a wall. So I say build a wall, you know, to protect our citizens and keep them safe.
Legislation. Hey, believe me, you need good legislation. Certain stores are essential, but church is not essential. And if you open your church during this pandemic, we will hurt you. This is the day that the Lord has made. Today I receive the miracle. I declare that we are one nation under God, the God of Abraham.
We are at a crisis point in our nation, and this is the time that we have to unite in the spirit of John 17 and lay down all the things that disturb us.
If we elect Kamala Harris, we're electing the most liberal president, I believe, in American history. There is nothing that a Bible-believing Christian can align with her on. And I think it's absolutely concerning. And we should be really concerned about the issues that we care about and those being really trampled in a Harris administration.
Top the ticket.
I think most Bible-believing Christians are concerned that our families are not being protected, that children, we're having to fight for our rights to protect children from pornography, to protect children from gender modification surgeries, to protect the unborn. I think it's extremely concerning, the issues that are being pushed out by the Democratic Party. Specifically, their main talking point right now is abortion rights. That's all they're running on. And I think the American people are not there.
I am more fearful of the ramifications of what would happen to Christians if she were to be elected. So again, the motivation is really the same, but the fear factor after the fact, it has gotten worse.
And so when do you engage in saying no? When do you engage in civil disobedience? So the first time is when the government's asking you to commit evil. That's kind of a simple one to think about. When the government's asking you to commit evil, you know, and we used Nazi Germany as the example earlier, but I'll give you a more recent example, which is Hobby Lobby.
I am shocked that these are our two best. And I think I heard a speaker one time say that it's irrelevant whether Donald Trump is a Christian or not, because no one in the church stepped up, so God had to send him. And I thought that was just kind of a clever way of saying it.
In other words, God creates two genders, right? Male and female, not 10. He tells them to have children, to procreate. He says nothing about aborting anything. He thus establishes marriage and family between a man and a woman to have children and to rule the planet, and says that this is good.
And so I just think that some of her policies are really bad, and they're going to hurt a lot of people. And some people don't aren't even thinking that. They're just thinking, oh, she's biracial and she's a woman, and those Republicans over there are a bunch of racists and they don't like black people, and a lot of gaslighting that's going on. Either be one or two things. Either going to be some kind of judgment on our nation because we have gone so far away from God and what the Bible actually has to say about a number of different issues, or two, there'll be a great revival that takes place. And I don't know which has to happen first. Maybe the judgment happens before we have some kind of revival.
It's fantasy from Detroit down to Houston. But we have to get the gun owners to vote. We have to get Christians, evangelicals to vote. We have to get out and vote. Just this one time. You give us this one time, we're going to straighten out our country. It's the most important election we'll ever have.